Have you ever really thought about an artist's studio? I mean, what makes it so special? Because it's not just a room with some paint and an easel, right? It's way more than that. It's this incredible space where ideas are born, where failures are actually a good thing, and where the soul of the creator is, well, it's made visible. So let's dive into this world where pixels, pigments, and the very soul of creation all collide. This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? A studio isn't just four walls. It's a sanctuary. It's a private battleground. It's like a tangible map of the artist's inner world. I mean, think about it. Every single paint splatter, every half-finished canvas, it all tells a story of struggle and discovery and pure passion. So first, let's step into that classic, kind of romantic idea of the artist's workspace. You know, the physical sanctuary. You can almost feel that, can't you? It's this idea that creativity isn't just trapped in the artist's head. It's a physical presence that fills the room. The space itself becomes this active participant, a silent collaborator that's soaked up years and years of inspiration and energy. Okay, this is a concept that so many artists just get on a deep level. The mess isn't just a mess, it's a functional ecosystem. The artist can move through it knowing exactly where everything is because the chaos has its own logic. A logic built completely around the act of making something. And then you have the smells. Oh man, for so many artists, these aren't just chemical odors. They are the actual aroma of inspiration. That earthy scent of linseed oil, the sharp tang of turpentine, the nostalgia of wood shavings and wax. It's this full sensory experience that really grounds you in the physical act of creating. But that messy, physical, amazing-smelling sanctuary, well, it now has a serious rival. And this brings us to the central tension in the modern art world, the clash, or maybe the collaboration between traditional pigments and digital pixels. And so much of this difference boils down to one single command: undo. In the digital world, it is the ultimate safety net. It lets you experiment without fear. A wrong move, pish, it's just a Control-Z away from disappearing forever. But with actual paint on a canvas, every single stroke has weight. Mistakes become a part of the object's history, and that forces a kind of focus and intention that's totally different. This table really breaks it down, right? Digital gives you this incredible level of control and, of course, zero physical mess. But you lose that rich tactile feel of a brush dragging across a canvas. And it's kind of funny. While a traditional studio might look like a beautiful disaster zone, a digital workspace has its own secret chaos. I mean, anyone who's ever had a corrupted file or a folder named final_final_version3, I swear, knows exactly what I'm talking about. And this brings us to a much deeper point. That physical mess, the happy accidents, the fact that mistakes are permanent, these aren't just annoyances of the traditional method. For a lot of people, they are the very soul of the work. And that leads to this powerful, powerful idea about imperfection itself. So this is where we shift gears a little bit. We're moving beyond a simple comparison of tools and into a philosophy that finds beauty not in spite of flaws, but because of them. It's almost like that organized chaos we were just talking about was a clue to a much bigger truth. The Japanese have a wonderful concept for this, wabi-sabi. It's a worldview that finds this profound beauty in the natural cycle of growth and decay. It's basically the exact opposite of the sleek, mass-produced perfection we're always chasing. It's about appreciating what is real and authentic. And when you look at the core principles of wabi-sabi, things like asymmetry, roughness, simplicity, you realize they perfectly describe the qualities of so much handmade art. A slightly off-center pot, that's asymmetry. The rough texture of a canvas. The simple modesty of a charcoal sketch. This is why those flaws can feel so deeply human and why they resonate with us so much. This quote just nails it. That permanent brushstroke, the unintended drip of paint, the frayed edge of a canvas, these aren't failures. In the world of wabi-sabi, they're authentic reminders that art, just like life, is an imperfect and beautifully incomplete process. Okay, so this all brings us right to the cutting edge of this whole conversation. If our connection to art is so tied up in this sense of human imperfection and process, what happens when the artist isn't human at all? This is really the fundamental question we have to ask ourselves in the age of AI-generated art. We see an image we like, sure, but where does that emotional connection really come from? Is it the pixels on the screen, or is it the feeling that a person, a physical body, was behind its creation? Well, there's this absolutely fascinating theory that might help explain it. It's called embodiment simulation theory. And it suggests that when we look at a painting, our brain doesn't just see colors and shapes, it subconsciously simulates the physical actions, the sweep of the arm, the flick of the wrist that it took to make those marks. In other words, we are literally feeling the artist's process. We connect with the art because our brains sense a body, a human presence that's been embedded within the work itself. We can almost feel the energy, the intention, and yeah, even the hesitation in every single visible brushstroke. And right there, that's the big challenge for AI art. An algorithm doesn't have a body. It doesn't struggle, it doesn't hesitate, it doesn't have a happy accident in the same physical way. And according to this theory, that complete lack of a physical creator might create a kind of emotional gap for us, the viewers. We can admire the image, sure, but can we truly feel the artist? So we're left with this really big, thought-provoking question. As art and technology keep merging together, will we find new ways to connect with this kind of disembodied creation? Or will the trace of the human hand, with all of its beautiful, glorious imperfections, always hold the deepest key to the soul of art? What do you think?